Hello, I am Pastor Melissa, and thank you so much for joining me today for this daily devotion. You know, I have a distant memory from my childhood of closing my eyes and being led around by my friend Mary Kay. I trusted her mostly, but I remember the anxiety as she led me around, and it was justified because she let me run into a garbage can. Not a household garbage can that might have given with my small 8-year-old momentum. No, we were walking on a city street, and she let me bump into a public trash can. It was large, and I suppose it was anchored to the ground because it didn't budge. It was a substantial blow to my body. But more than that, it was a blow to my ego. Mary Kay was laughing at me, and I took on the embarrassment and the shame of stumbling. It was a mean act from a friend that added injury to insult when she laughed at me. So of course, I laughed too. Ha ha. That was just innocent childhood fun. Except it wasn't. There are probably thousands of hours of playing with Mary Kay that I don't have any ready memory of, but this story, it has color, definition, and the power to make me feel that shame again. So today's text tells us not to be led by deceitful schemes. Ephesians 4:14 says, "We aren't supposed to be infants any longer, who can be tossed and blown around by every wind that comes from teaching with deceitful schemes and the tricks people play to deliberately mislead us." Now, in this story, I have no hard feelings for Mary Kay. Instead, I can look back on this memory and ask, why did I bear the shame in this dynamic? I had innocently put my trust in Mary Kay to be my help, and I was disappointed. It's my go-to to internalize the discomfort and think that there is something wrong with me. And you may be very different than me. Perhaps you would have gotten angry with Mary Kay. Maybe others of you would have severed the relationship. Whatever our response would have been, there was no love for myself or for Mary Kay in any of those reactions. The scripture offers me another way to handle it. Verse 15 of Ephesians chapter 4 says, "Instead, speak the truth in love. Let's grow in every way into Christ, who is the head." So perhaps now, as a more mature child, I can ask myself, why was I mean to myself? And instead show myself love, the love of forgiveness, and maybe even a little admiration for being so innocently trusting. Also now, taught by the pain of life, I have learned that hurt people. I can have mountains of grace to believe that Mary Kay might not have intentionally hurt me, but was hurting herself, and quite innocently herself passed that hurt along to a friend.